Zambia has been extracting copper in large scale since the 1920s. Today, the precious metal is the country's main export commodity. Zambia is ranked the 7th largest producer of copper in the world and has the highest copper reserve on the African continent. Though rich in natural resources, more than half of the population still live in poverty. Large-scale mining has a proven track record of polluting air and water, impacting negatively on communities located around the mines.
You see, this is the land of the garden to grow any vegetables, maize and cabbage.
In Shimulala, a village just outside the town of Shingola in Zambia's Copperbelt district, community members say they can no longer grow crops along the Mushishima stream due to discharge of silt and polluted water from the nearby Nachanga copper mine. The loss of crop yields has negatively affected community members' income levels and increased food insecurity. It has also made it hard for parents to afford sending their children to school.
Elio futi nga twasamba pamwili amesha moyeni yale tupela kwati nilashi sofia mtwamba nga wafwena so kwati wachipyano tumeshi twashivila nomba twakusansa pamwili wasanga finkanda ambo kuluka.
Community members from Shimulala and other surrounding villages have come together and sued the mining company for ongoing pollution, which they claim affects both livelihoods and health. Members of the Shabanyama farming community have also experienced impacts on their livelihood. They have been cultivating land plots in the outskirts of Shingola since the 1960s.
From 2002, this is when the dump started. And exactly the gardeners started to be affected in 2010. People they have stopped cultivating from this dump just because the spill from this dump, it has been going inside the river, and the soil, it is acidic. So since the soil is acidic, people they have failed because once they want to cultivate, all the crops they dries up. They were cultivating even different kind of vegetables and the fruits. If you can see, there's some banana here. There's some avocados, mangoes. All those things were buried in this place. The landscape has changed. This land, it has been buried. And it will no more produce any fruit. It will no more produce any progress for this land.
There is a very big change. So the community is suffering. And even the whole Chingola is suffering because the vegetables which we used to get there, we were feeding the whole district. We just get 1 meal per day. That's how we feed ourselves. Because when we used to plow there, we used to get everything, vegetables, tomatoes, onions, and everything which we used to plow. But since they buried our gardens, right now we are failing to get food on the table. And our children are now becoming destitute. Some, they even go to open pits. Some, like girls, they have now become prostitutes. Some of the children used to go to school. But now they have stopped going to school, even to colleges. We have failed to take our children there. They don't have anything to do. So Chingola is having a very big challenge on that one.
Electronic devices contain a vast quantity of metals, mined and sourced from all over the world. As a superior conductor, copper is used in smartphones, laptops, headphones, and power cords. As the supply chain of minerals and electronics are long and complex, it is almost impossible to know from which mine or country the copper in the device has been sourced from. Zambia has increased its sales of land to foreign investments such as mining operations. This has led to an increase in resettlements of communities that often depend on land for their livelihood. Resettlement in general is often associated with severe human rights risks. Restoration of livelihoods has also proved to be challenging in poor rural areas. The establishment of the Sentinel mine in the Kalambila district required the relocation of 4,000 people. Despite compensation, livelihood programs, and other investments provided by the mining company, community members say they are facing unemployment and have difficulties to access markets where they can sell their crops. This has impacted on incomes and spurred food insecurity.
To that side, to where we had started, we used to compare to where we was, things was okay. But coming here, things is not okay. Because we are not working, but to those who are working, things are okay. Now to us, we are not working. To myself, as for myself, I don't work. But what I need is to go to school, to have a good life. My results are okay. What I want is to go to college, to become a teacher, or to have any skills. Now because of money, so it's difficult for me to do what I want to do.
The increase of job seekers and workers to the area has put constraints on social services and caused over-enrollment in schools. In some of the schools, there are more than 100 pupils in one class. Interviewed community members feel cheated of the benefits they expected the mine would bring.
The mine came with its options. Those who come to the northern settlement as the townset mines, and others who go to the Shinengene, the southern settlement, as farmers and the village. For me to come here, I chose to come to the town setup. So that's why I'm here. I chose to come here. In fact, they were told us when we were coming here, we were told before I leave that area, I was told my house and everything is put in place. And all that they promised us, I want to find everything in place. And when we were coming here, my house and other structures which are on my home were dismantled to ground. Before I moved, they dismantled those things in my presence. So when I came here, I could not find those things in place. What I expected to see and find, they're not here. I expected to find, as we were promised, town setup has got better roads, town setup has got the power like electricity, and better water taps, and better market, better communication. I do appreciate for other things that have been done by the mines, as their schools have just been started to being built, and like a small health care there, I can see it has been done right now. But most of the things that we wanted to see, to find here, they're not here.
According to international standards, all companies must respect human rights throughout their supply chains. Companies producing electronics can do this by tracing the source of their minerals and address human rights risks. However, traceability and transparency remains low in this sector.